And tonight, a battle of two unbeatens in the Big Ten as we welcome you to the Penn State Women's Soccer Pregame Show live from Jeffrey Field. Hello, I'm your host, Brian Tripp, as the 6th-ranked Nittany Lions continue this 3-game homestand here early in the Big Ten slate against the Michigan State Spartans. It's a chilly night here in Happy Valley, but it should be a great matchup tonight. Penn State is playing terrific soccer right now. It's the 30th all-time meeting between the Nittany Lions and Spartans. Penn State has won 5 in a row against Michigan State. Penn State, though, coming off a great weekend at home with a pair of monumental victories, including handing Rutgers its first loss of the season on Thursday night 1 week ago, and Penn State climbing from 17th to 6th in the national polls, and an always loaded Michigan State team coming to town here this weekend as we take a look at some of the players getting set to go out on the field. But let's take a look at those Big Ten standings right now. As you can see, Northwestern and Wisconsin also remaining unbeaten at 3-0. Penn State and Michigan State both 2-0-1, identical marks coming into this, not only in conference but nearly overall as well. Michigan State with one more draw on its ledger this season. Rutgers 2-1, Nebraska 2-1. It's a very tough Big Ten once again here this season. And Penn State and Michigan State meeting here tonight at Jeffrey Field. Should be a terrific night for soccer. The skies are clear. It is a beautiful night here at Jeffrey Field as the team is getting set to go out on the pitch. Moments ago, we had an opportunity to talk to Penn State head coach Erica Dombach to preview tonight's game. Coach, right now it feels like the offense and defense are really complementing each other well. What are you seeing with your soccer team?
Yeah, it took a little while to get going this season, right? Because obviously these players needed time to come together and start to understand their tendencies. But defensively, I feel like the intensity has started to go up, and they're starting to believe in what they're able to do. And then in the attack, we're starting to see some personality come out.
I know one of the messages always is to not get too high with the highs and don't get too low with the lows. But how do you ride the momentum into tonight's match?
Again, it's coach talk, but it's about the process and really staying focused on this next match. There's some things that we're trying to accomplish in each of these matches and trying to grow from the last match. I think you look at the Rutgers performance, we were quite pleased. I think against Illinois, we scored some goals, but I'm not sure the overall performance was where we wanted it to be. And now it's time we got to start to find some consistency.
Where would you like to see your team grow tonight?
I think just our overall intensity. This team's fast, powerful, sharp, and we've got a lot of depth. So these players can go and just let them go, let them run a bit on both sides of the ball, and to really empty the tank in everything that they do. This is a tough conference. Michigan State's a really good team. They're unbeaten in Big Ten play. What challenges do they present? Yeah, this coach, Jeff's done a really nice job with this team. Obviously, they had a great season last year, and they're just continuing on. His tactics are very good. You can see them making adjustments throughout the course of the game, and they present something a little bit different for each of their opponents. So they've got, obviously, some great attacking players, but believe in their defense as well. We're looking forward to that chess match tonight, Coach. Good luck. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Erica. Head coach Erica Dombach moments ago here as the Penn State team was warming up on the field. Penn State outscoring opponents 20-6 this season, and the Nittany Lions have pitched 3 straight shutouts to start conference play, coming off 2 very impressive wins, as I mentioned, at home against Rutgers and Illinois last weekend. In fact, let's roll some of the highlights back from Penn State's big wins over the weekend. Here we start last Thursday. Rutgers, along with Penn State, Big Ten preseason favorites this year, and the Nittany Lions get off to a fast start. Allie Schlegel, her 4th of the year, 8:26 in.
Penn State leading 1-0 at the half. Then Penelope Hawking with her second as a Nittany Lion from Allie Schlegel, and they hand the Scarlet Knights their first loss of the 2022 season. Penn State with its Big Ten home opener that aired on Big Ten Network was a tremendous match on Thursday. Each team pretty balanced in that game, but then a resounding poor performance for Penn State on Sunday. The Nittany Lions with a 5-0 win against Illinois. Didn't take long, just 30 seconds in. You saw Penelope Hawking with her third of the year from Amelia White. Olivia Smith also scoring in the first half. Peyton Linehan scoring in the first half. And Jillian Jennings also with her first as a Nittany Lion. It was all Penn State. Penn State out shooting Illinois 22-7. Penn State had 16 shots on goal to just 4 for Illinois. Penn State with 11 corners. And there it's Hawking again, burying it to start the second half. Her fourth of the year from Schlegel. Then Caitlin McBean, one for good measure at the end at the 88-40 mark, picking up her first of the season as well from Natalie Wilson and Amelia White. Penn State with a resounding weekend. Penn State sweeping the home games. And 2 shutouts as well. Kat Asman was dominant, just dominant on the back end. So an impressive performance for Penn State. Here's a look at that 2022 schedule. As we mentioned, the Nittany Lions 7-1-2, 2-0-1 in the Big Ten. And really, in the meat of the Big Ten schedule now, you can see Penn State in the midst of this 3-game home stretch. They'll be at Ohio State here this weekend on October 2nd. And then Penn State back at home. We'll have some coverage for you against Wisconsin and Michigan before back-to-back road games against Nebraska and Iowa to wrap up the 2022 regular season. So we're back here on the pitch at Jeffrey Field. Not only is it exciting for soccer to take place here tonight, but it is Pride Night here at Jeffrey Field. And Michael Daly, the DEI chair from Saab, is with us. Michael, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Pride Night, why is it important for Penn State athletics to celebrate this?
Yeah, so this is actually the first year that we have an LGBTQ committee here in Penn State athletics, and it's so important because with the recent spike of mental illness and suicide attempts within the NCAA, we wanted to make sure every athlete here at Penn State knew that they had a home, knew that they were loved, and knew that they could play their sport and identify however they wanted here in State College.
With the DEI committee, I know there are so many things that you're emphasizing, whether it's race, religion, or sexual orientation, that athletes know they have resources available to them. So how do you hope to improve those resources for athletes?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is knowing what resources you have. I think knowing where to go in case you are in trouble, and knowing that there are people out there who are going through the same thing are the two most important factors in improving it.
You're a student athlete. We're a student athlete here at Penn State. What was it about your experience that motivated you to rally behind this cause?
Yeah, I think that the biggest reason was just my team was so amazing. When I came out as gay my sophomore year, my team was nothing but loving. They were nothing but supporting. And they looked at me no different. I was a teammate who was there to compete, to have fun, and be a part of the family. And I wanted to make sure every other athlete had that opportunity.
And that's what We Are is all about. It's standing for so much more than just the fans in the stands. It's that no matter what, you have that support here at Penn State. And what is unique about this Penn State community that allows you to feel welcomed on a day-to-day basis for all student athletes, no matter what their background may be?
I think what makes us so special is just everyone really cares. Everyone cares about each other, and everyone wants each other to know that they do belong. Anyone I've told about this committee and anyone who I've said we're starting the DEI, and my fellow co-chair Liv Jack, like everyone's just been so excited and welcoming. And even last month we had signups and we had people running over to jump in and join. So it was really exciting.
So I know this is just the foundation, the first Pride Night here at Jeffrey Field. How do you hope this continues to grow? And for people out there who are watching, student athletes that may be watching our broadcast tonight, what can they do to get involved?
I hope this grows by having every sport participate in things like this. I hope that every sport feels welcome to join our committee. Our committee is open to not just anyone who identifies as LGBTQ, but all allies. So we really just want everyone to come and make this space as safe as possible. And if you're an athlete, the best thing you could do is let your teammates and let any other athlete know that it doesn't matter how you identify, you're here to play a sport and you're here to compete.
Well, Michael, this was a thrill to have you here tonight. It's great to share this message, and we hope that everyone out there comes out and supports Jeffrey Field on this Pride Night, all the soccer teams, and obviously all the work that you guys are doing with the DEI committee. Thanks so much.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
Michael Daly with us here at Jeffrey Field. As you can see, the Nittany Lions on the field getting set for The starting lineup introductions here tonight. It is a busy, busy weekend, not only here at Jeffrey Field again, but for all Penn State sports teams. In fact, what a fall it has been. Obviously, the Penn State soccer team up to number 6 in the rankings. Let's take a look where all the other Penn State teams land in the rankings right now. Field hockey, number 6 as well. Charmaret Curtis's team's having a great year. They take on number 2 Northwestern this weekend. Football at home, the 11th ranked team in the country. Women's hockey, number 11. Women's volleyball. The list goes on, and then wraps up with men's soccer as well. Jeff Cook's doing a great job with his teams once again. So obviously a busy night here at Jeffrey Field, but also for Penn State sports teams. We just saw all of that success across the board. There are busy calendars across the Big Ten right now, and Penn State heavily involved in that, as Madison Miller is with us, a part of our student talent team. She's at Beaver Stadium right now, but Madison just talked about how this is a big match for the Penn State women's soccer team tonight, but so many big matches and games across the board for Penn State sports teams this weekend.
Thanks, Brian. This weekend, we saw Penn State women's field hockey, like you said, they're ranked number 6, but they will be taking on number 2 Northwestern this Friday and Indiana this Sunday. Coming off last week, they defeated Michigan State 4-0, and they also defeated Ohio State. Moving into women's volleyball, they also are having a huge start to their season. They are 12-1 so far, and they'll be traveling to Wisconsin to take on the number 8 ranked team.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Wisconsin, the defending national champions last year, they already played at Kohl Center and had that building nearly sold out, the largest crowd for a regular season volleyball match in the Big Ten. So those are huge matches elsewhere going on. And obviously, you're at Beaver Stadium tonight. It looks like a great night for college football there. We can't wait to see Penn State and Northwestern, the Big Ten home opener, coming up on Saturday. It's a busy day at Beaver Stadium on Saturday as well.
Yes, so this Saturday, this is the first time they're playing each other since 2017. So this is a huge game, and it's all U Day themed here at Penn State, where students from all campuses and Commonwealth campuses will be here getting honored during their halftime. So it's a huge game, and Northwestern is looking to bring back and try to improve their record, but let's hope Penn State stays unbeaten.
Maddie, when the camera goes off, are you going to run a 40-yard dash, think fast, run fast out there on the field?
Of course, yes.
Madison, thanks so much for the updates. It looks like you're having a great night over there at the stadium. I think it'll be a little more crowded, though, on Saturday afternoon.
Just a little bit.
No doubt. Let's take a look at this week's MI Windows and Doors Penn State Student Athletes of the Week. And, of course, we're here at Jeffrey Field, and it is soccer. Dominating Penelope Hawking from the Penn State women's soccer team and Chris Shakes, senior goalkeeper for the Penn State men's soccer team, are MI Windows and Doors Penn State Student Athletes of the Week. Fans, if you're coming to the game this weekend at Beaver Stadium or any of our events across campus, we ask you to please practice Happy Valley hospitality. Let's show that Penn State pride. Make these environments tough and intimidating for the visitors, but let's also show them how hospitable and how great of fans that we can be. Be respectful. Be great fans, be responsible, and be gracious hosts when you come to Happy Valley for your next event, whether it is soccer or whether it is a game at Beaver Stadium in Penn State football. So make sure you are practicing that Happy Valley hospitality. Also coming up this weekend, it's the Beaver Stadium Curtin Road Block Party for Penn State football fans. Northwestern, it's a 10:30 start for the block party. Food, football in front, as you can see. Activities up and down Curtin Road outside of Beaver Stadium and the Bryce Jordan Center, leading into what is a busy, busy Saturday, whether it's the radio broadcast or unrivaled post-game show. It is a busy slate coming up on Saturday at Beaver Stadium as well. Well, here tonight we have Penn State and Michigan State in soccer from Jeffrey Field. They're about to introduce the starting lineups here back behind me. We had a chance just moments ago to catch up with Penelope Hawking, who's had a tremendous season wearing the blue and white. Penelope, your team's riding a lot of momentum right now. How do you continue that tonight?
I think we just have to come out with a lot of intensity. This is a really good team, and they're going to come out with a lot of fight and intensity too. So I think if we play as intensely as we did against Rutgers, then we're going to be just fine. I
know one of the messages that Coach always shares is don't get too high with the highs and don't get too low with the lows. What has the message been this week?
I think that's just been exactly the message. We have a lot of momentum, but we've had to stay focused, and I think our team did a good job of that going into the Illinois game. We had a lot of momentum, and it was easy to get down, especially playing, a team that was coming off a loss like Illinois. But we were able to stay high, and this team knows just how to do that. So, yeah.
You're obviously a big part of the offensive attack, but it seems like the offense and defense really complement each other well on this team. Tell me why.
I think, we focus a lot on our defense, but we focus a lot on our defense to go to the attack. And I think, we spend a lot of time with each other off the field, and, we have that connection off the field, and I think it just translates on the field.
What are you looking forward to most about getting back on Jeffrey Field again here tonight? 3 home matches in a row.
I don't have many more nights here on Jeffrey Field, but I'm just trying to, make the most of it, play with my teammates, smile, have a good time. I know it'll be just fine.
You're always smiling. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And the Penn State Nittany Lions here at Jeffrey Field getting set to be introduced to their home fans in the Park Avenue Army. The Nittany Lions hosting Michigan State tonight and at Ohio State on Sunday. They are unbeaten in the Big Ten. They haven't allowed a goal yet in the Big Ten. And man, as we talked about with Penelope there, the offense has been so good, but so has the defense. They have not allowed a goal in Big Ten play, 3 straight shutouts, and held Illinois to just 4 shots on goal on Sunday. Getting a great look from our shallow depth camera here on the field. Starting lineup being introduced to all the fans here at Jeffrey Field. And it's so great to see the youngsters out here as well for tonight's game. Let's take a look at that projected Penn State starting lineup. The forwards, Amelia White, Ellie Wheeler, and Penelope Hocking, who we just talked to moments ago. The midfielders are Corey Dyke, Maddie Myers, Natalie Wilson, and the ever-dangerous Allie Schlegel. She is tied with Hocking with 4 goals, and they're also tied with 10 points to lead the Nittany Lions this season. The defenders, Kate Wiesner, Cassandra Hyatt, and Mika Scheiman, and starting in goal, Kat Asman. It's a dangerous and loaded Penn State lineup as the team continues to get introduced here on the field. You don't get this shot any place else. Ellie Wheeler introduced, Maddie Myers introduced to the fans. Man, it is going to be a fun night here at Jeffrey Field. Penn State and Michigan State, a couple of unbeaten teams in the Big Ten.
Joining Penelope is Nora.
And we'll get a look here at Penelope Hocking, who's having a tremendous season, an All-American, the all-time leading scorer at USC, as she comes down the handshake line next. And one of our guests here on the show tonight, poised for another big matchup. Well, our broadcast tonight is coming up on Big Ten Plus, beginning at 7 o'clock. The opening kick is moments away between Penn State and Michigan State. We appreciate everyone for tuning into our Penn State women's soccer pregame show live tonight from Jeffrey Field. We'll be back with you with our unrivaled football postgame show on Saturday, live from Happy Valley. Enjoy tonight's game. Should be a dandy. Penn State and Michigan State coming up next on Big Ten Plus.
State
now on the attack. The touch is there, and the finish is there.
Front runner for Penn State, 3 of the best in college soccer.
Goalie open shot for Lenahan, and she scores.
If they get the ball and they get running at their back line, then it's too late because they're so good.
Schlegel shoots and scores. Nice ball to Richie Wasman. 1-on-1, she shoots, and she scores.
to the top of the 6 and finds the back